Well, well, well. Am I live? Yes. Well, let me set up a live stream literally everywhere I can because, well, that's what I do. Okay, set up there and desktop audio, gameplay, there we go. Welcome to SCP Secret Lab. It's been a while since I played this game.
I have no fucking med kit.
So
no.
have you tried getting good?
Justin,
Damn it, I was literally
Ah,
looking
game
at your
over.
vision. I saw him.
Ah.
We did it!
I
I
saw
did
it all
it!
before you got off.
Kermit,
Kermit,
I am no longer being spared.
Let's go, boys.
Well, chaos, fun. Anyways, how are you? Whoever is watching, how are you? I hope you're having a good time. I should play a horror. It would be perfect. Absolutely perfect for this occasion.
You don't diss Kermit. You don't, or else you get
Kermit's
shot,
no
Kenny.
longer
Let's
surviving
see.
this.
I told you.
No,
Kenny,
now when you're
I would
SCP,
kill you.
I'm no,
Kermit?
now that you're
Kermit,
Alright,
SCP,
you're
I'm just
wait,
gonna
why-
rush the Tesla gun and you're gonna die again and again.
It was worth it. I won. I won with my good old pal.
You are
with
being
my good old pal
KOF.
Chum. I was able to win with my good old pal Chum. I was happy.
Kermit, you fuck.
No problem. My good old pal Chum.
Oh, alright, well.
Oh, GH left. That's so sad.
Oh, did he? Well, it just means you can come watch me now. Oh, I've got a commander card already. Nice. Okay, why? Okay. Well then. Alright, well, time to make an announcement, because why not? Hey, how are y'all doing? I'm back. I've not played this game for quite some time now, maybe 2 months actually. No, wait, it's been a month. I last played on my birthday. Anyways, so I hope you're all having a good day, and, well, even though I am a streamer, I'm not going to, be a sellout like GH is. I mean, come on, I want to know a time when GH has not been a sellout. If you have a link to a stream where he's not a sellout, please send it to me. Oh, excuse me for a moment. Alright, I'm back. Jeez, why does my mouse sensitivity feel so low? Ah, that's more like it. It's quiet. Too quiet. Hey! Hey, have any of you died yet? Silence. I'm gonna say yes. I may or may not be lost. Oh, nope, found heavy. Da-da-da, commander card. Well, shoot, how are you guys? Hope you're having a good day. Can I just wish you guys a good day and you'll leave me alone? That'd be awesome. Oh, there's a computer. Great. How are you, friend? How are you? You. Oh, I thought I could.
Yes. Well, no, let's try and hide it and act like we're safe, and then when they don't have.
No,
Wait a
don't
minute.
do that. Don't do that. They'll shoot. They'll go.
They're all in 914. They're 3D boys.
Don't worry, Ben. Don't worry. He was
Computer,
sitting in
can you
front of the
double
door
check?
when I went through.
I was not. These are false allegations.
No,
These are untrue.
No, these are
Untrue.
so true
You were
allegations.
speaking
Sat there at-
untruths.
No, I'm speaking
I wouldn't.
truth.
I wouldn't. Ask me, would I just camp in front of a door? Would I?
Would you strategically hide in one place
It's a
and not move?
viable strategy. All right. All right. Good.
Heard that. I hear that, Ben? He said it was a viable strategy to sit in a corner.
So how do I go upstairs? Oh, I found it.
I'm going for those
Get
D
to
boys.
containment zone and lead us to
Why is your
914.
mic so scuffed?
I don't know where it is. I'm just. There they are! Get them! Hey, computer, we need you at Light Containment Armory.
Open this door. Computer, open the door.
Uh oh, Nade. Move back.
They didn't explode
Oh.
the door. Hold on.
They didn't break
Operation
open the door.
Camping
Dang it.
commence.
Just be careful. Listen for grenades.
Did you just call it?
I can't open this door. I can only lock it.
Wait for
Wait, you can't
power.
open
Wait,
this door?
wait. You should be able to
No.
once you have enough power.
Don't do it.
Yeah, wait for your power to get up.
Camera.
Oh, I can open it now.
Oh, they
Yep, just-
know you're here.
Hold on.
Ready?
Hold on. Wait. Let me talk to them.
Is there any microphone in there? Like
Click on the microphone on the wall, or the speaker.
Don't do that, man.
There should be a speaker in there.
Use the speaker. We'll go.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Who are you? Are you Kenny?
I could have sworn I had 3 zombies.
you did. I don't know where one of them went.
I'm a terrible mother.
Well, maybe I'll
I'm like the worst mother.
Wanted to kill myself, but since
You are my
Kermit's not
children,
an
and you will
SCP,
not run away.
Oh,
What?
great.
I wanted to kill myself.
You waited too long, computer.
Him an SCP.
Just open the door.
Let us in. Let's get the army going.
Need a-
If you team with us, we'll call all the
You'll get a bunch of power.
All right.
Give him the power.
Move!
I got one.
No! They're locked in there now!
Kermit, I'm so glad I killed you. It was worth it.
I know, and I was worth it to get you killed.
Wait, you killed me? Oh wait, no, I killed myself.
See,
I at least killed a D boy. That's all I know.
Everyone
I
killed.
wasn't-
I
the
got
thing
everyone
is
killed. I'm
since
okay with
Droider-
this.
Since Schroeder sat in a
I killed
corner,
every.
I at least killed a D boy.
I killed every zombie.
Kenny,
I am
my
surprised.
goal is established though. Kenny, my goal is
Uh.
established though.
No.
So is
I-
mine. All I
I am
wanted to do
so
was get you out of
surprised.
Why is it
And
whenever I
all
stream
wanted to do
SCP,
was kill off all
nobody
all the 049
watches?
Zombies. And so now
or
there's
could
no
it
more
just be
049
because
zombies.
it's a Thursday
no, I
night?
was the one that killed them all.
Not yet.
Thank you, Kenny. You fell into my trap. and so now
Probably
there's no
because
more
it's a
049
Thursday
zombies.
night.
And Schroeder's gonna camp it and turn all of these guards into zombies. He did it to
I am
me.
surprised. No wait, I was
Uh,
the one
well-
that killed all the zombies. I was the one
If
that threw the
Ray's
grenade.
probably is kinda, you probably will notice that and you won't die probably.
No, the only thing is that I'm surprised that I didn't
Ray
die.
is a good boy. He knows how to do this.
I don't know how I didn't die from that.
Oh. Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
Oof. Okay, he left. Oh no, he's closing the doors.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest here. If that door's open, I'm not going in there. I'm gonna be 100.
No, I'm surprised.
You know what,
that
I'm
I
gonna quickly
survived
check
the
something.
Blast. When the grenade went off, I didn't even know how I survived that.
Just went over
Well, you
to
know what? My mission is
Twitch.
complete. I care not what happens.
Yep,
I think I
my
was the one
thinking
that
was
threw the grenade.
correct.
When I wonder, and I wonder.
So, how long do you think it's going to take for everyone to meet? And just have a death match?
I have no clue.
Since Droider is gonna camp there, and no one's probably gonna go in there because it's open, and that's pretty much showing that there's no gun in there. It's gonna be a long time.
Wait,
Oh, he's moving. He's moving. Ooh,
he's moving.
ooh.
Finally, he's moving.
He's not being a camping bastard.
They're also on the wrong side of the doors. You have to go. They had to go more left to go into the heavy.
They'll find it eventually.
Ooh.
Wait.
Yes,
wait,
I
wait.
am a
He's gonna-
streamer.
he's
No,
gonna
no,
do
I'm
this.
totally
He's
not
gonna
a
be
streamer.
mean. He's gonna be
Yeah,
mean.
yes.
We are going.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Ben. How are you? It's me,
Hello.
Kermie.
That's
Is this a
exactly what
streamer?
Droider did to me.
Hello, it's
This is
me,
Spring.
Gary the Frog. How are you guys? Ah,
Good.
you
That's
remember me
good.
now. I see how it is. Couldn't remember
Okay,
me
Wow.
for
on my
all the
voice,
group,
huh?
this is gonna fail instantly for sure. And
Kenny,
he's
shut
camping
up.
too.
No one cares
This,
about
this
you.
ain't good.
Oh,
This ain't
is he?
good at
Yeah, I
all.
think is he camping again?
Yeah, it should. It should, Kenny. It should, Kenny. It should, Kenny.
This is why you're fat.
Billy.
Kermit.
Billy. Kenny, I'm calling you Billy now. Billy. Shut up.
What do you? Who do you
Got
think
it.
is going to spawn next?
Call you
Chaos or
Elmo 'cause
MTF?
You're a clown. Probably.
Any.
My hope
I'm
is
gonna say
chaos, but
chaos.
I've got a feeling it's going to be MTF.
Yeah.
Just wait. The second I was waiting for the second that I said MTF, we all spawned in as chaos. That's what happens 90% of the time.
Yeah. When I wonder, still I wonder who'll stop.
Oh, would you look at that? Guys, there's somebody going up gate B. Gate B. Why? Just why? Wait, was that gate B? I thought that looked like gate B to me. Maybe it wasn't? Eh. Hey, hi, how are you guys? Sorry, friend, it's only protocol. Hey, it's only protocol! It's only protocol! Come on, man, it's only protocol! Alright. Let me see. Oh. Hey, man, look, it's only protocol. It's only protocol. Hey, it's
Yeah!
I was only trying to
it's only protocol, man.
come for the life of
Only protocol.
Ow!
Hey. It's only protocol. Tell me otherwise. Okay, what is this? Why is my frame rate, going so bad? Hey, man, it's only protocol.
Kill me.
Droider, what
Kill
was that
me.
crap? Droider, why? Droider, why?
What do you
Kill
mean,
me.
why?
You tried to kill me. You tried to kill me.
No, what do you mean, when?
You almost killed me.
This
I
is
saw you
funny
lunge
to
out.
just
I
listen
saw you
to.
lunge out. You thought I had the pestilence.
Oh,
I'll just
yeah,
let it
I
go
thought,
out.
computer was telling me you were an NTF.
Kill
Oh.
me.
Oh! Oh!
No. Hey, who's an admin? I don't want to be 049.
Oh, there's no admins on, so deal with it.
Oh no. Was there anybody
No,
that can
there's nobody on that is literally anything close to admin.
What the hell is wrong with your mic?
Oh,
Your
it's
mic's
probably
kinda,
because
like,
I'm streaming
lagging.
on like 7 different platforms.
Oh, I hear Uncle Larry.
Hello.
Hello, Radical Larry. I can't go through doors like you.
They'll never know that I'm coming. Except by the sound of my footsteps.
Yes, your freaking footsteps sound like
Yes.
freaking nukes.
Oh, do you hear that? I got one. Shadow Whelm. Quick question: how much have you played this game? Well, how long have you been playing this? How long have you played this game
I'm
for?
gonna head to easy.
Oh, all right. Well, basically, Larry has the ability to set a portal and go to that portal whenever he wants. So that's what that's what I just did.
I've heard of the game before. I know how to play. In total,
I've played for, I
40 hours.
believe, 200.
Shit, somebody's calling me.
Here, let me check. How long have I actually played for? I don't know. Okay, why hasn't the number gone down? I bet this man used his med kit. Maybe? Is he just hiding? Oh, nope, there he goes. Or did you just kill somebody?
Sorry about that. It's just my
Ah.
grandma.
Quick question, did
She
you
just wants
just kill
attention.
somebody, or was that the man who
It's just
died in
my
my,
grandma. She just wants attention.
pocket, Shadow Whelm? Oh,
I
alright.
think that's the man that died.
Shadow Whelm. Shadow Whelm.
I'm just gonna camp out.
Yeah,
I just saw
that
a
doesn't work on
flashbang.
SCPs, thankfully.
Oh, I see a
Ooh.
facility guard.
Ooh.
My cure. I don't like to be shot.
If
Stop
I,
shooting
if,
me, you fucking cunt.
wow.
This guy
How
only has
much
2
foul
magazines, I bet.
language have you learned from this game?
I bet this guy only has 2 magazines.
That's my question. How much foul language have you learned?
I've learned most of English and
Neat.
I know Russian.
No, I
If you want,
believe.
can
I
prove it
believe
to
you. Yes.
Are you sure? Okay, this facility guard is being
Where
a
is
bit
he?
of a bitch right now. I'm
Oh,
outside of
oh,
the
I could come
facility.
help.
Oh, he's at gate 8
Which
elevator. He's
elevator?
at the elevator. I see him.
Oh, I could come and help. Did he
Gate
close the
A.
gate on you?
Gate A. This guy's the biggest pussy in human history.
Okay, yep, I'm at gate A.
Yes, just use the elevator and he's like.
Alright,
at the
I'm
road
heading
gate
over to gate
now.
B
Road.
then to cut him off.
You realize you can just.
I have a
you
warp point set up in my
point
chamber.
set up? Well, I want
On
you
the
to think.
surface.
I see a nerd. I see a nerd. I see a nerd. I see a nerd.
Are you on surface still?
I see a stupid nerd. He's like, about to escape.
Eh.
There's gonna be one nine tail. Can this guy?
Oh! Oh, there's a nerd!
One nine can talk in games, like, cause in real.
Never catch one of you, and how is it?
Oh, there's about to be
Oh, I'm
another
about
nerd
to
on
die.
surface.
Okay. Well, I'll let his stupid Discord.
Shoot.
Ooh, nine
It's
tails
going to be
forces
one
are
person.
about to
It's just
arrive.
going to be one person, I'm
Ooh,
pretty
nine
sure.
tails are about to run. I'm just gonna hide behind the helicopter.
Yep, it was one person.
I'm dead.
I am inside the facility, waiting for the reinf-
Where are you? I'm dead.
I'm waiting for everybody to get here.
He sucks ass to play as.
Go to the escape
I'm
route.
dead,
Hide
there's no
there.
denying.
Go to the escape route. They
Guys
can't
have the
shoot you
worst
through the
aim in
windows.
human history. Nah, I'm not playing that. I'm just gonna chill next to the elevator. I'm 16 health. I just want to get my zombies. I bet
Oh, I'm
one
ready.
of those is gonna come down.
I'm inside the facility waiting for anybody
bro,
to come
where are
through
you?
this freaking door.
Bruh, I'm at gate B.
I am near the 2 gates,
Where are
but
you?
they have to get to heavy containment.
Like
They
your
have to
exact
go through me. Oh, this is great.
I can't access
Which gate
the
are you at?
I was gonna play
Is it
around with the
closed?
door. Gate B.
Go gate A
Yeah,
then.
the door
The
is closed. I'm
gate is
stuck.
open.
I need somebody with a
Yeah.
commander card to open it.
Oh,
Or a lieutenant card.
Beat's waiting here. I'm coming to join you.
Yeah, I hear the door. Now, we know you like
Yo,
being
what's
shot
up?
a lot. Yeah. Hey, man. I'll call the elevator
Ooh,
down.
this is going to
Bro,
be fun.
I'm 16% health.
I'm pretty sure Larry has the least amount of health of everybody in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he's
each
the
shot
strongest
does
and it
2
means you take, like, more
damage to him. No matter what type of gun it is. I bet. I
Nah, I
bet.
think it only does like 10 damage. Think on like.
I just heard voices. No?
Is there
They're
anybody
above
there?
us. They're probably above us.
Oh, screw that shit. Bet they're like chilling at gate A.
Yep. Go kill them. Oh, sorry. I thought they went back into the facility.
Hello, nine-tailed foxes. I am dead. I'm here.
Ah. Well, it's up to me now. Hopefully I can avoid. Nah, there's no way to avoid those Tesla gates. Dang it. Guess there's one, right? No? Okay. Swear there was one over here. Oh wait, no. It's this way. It's this way. Gosh. No matter what, there's a Tesla gate. Don't think there is one? Think again. Nobody's watching my stream, so. Great. They're all on surface, aren't they? Dang it. So there's 3 MTF on the surface. Where are the other 2 targets?
Containment zone overall decontamination in T-1 minute.
Uh-oh! Go, 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 go! Alright, so I'm bringing him back up to shoot him when he gets up here.
Yoink. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Hi, goodbye.
Oh, hi. Oh, bye. Okay, okay.
So this is how we're gonna play it. Oof, nice try. I'm just gonna wait. They're gonna go down the elevator, and I'm just gonna be in it. Oh, oh. Oh, I don't know why I'm getting so excited over this. You can stop me now. Oh, why is my heart racing? This is absolutely hilarious. Come on. They went down gate A, didn't they? Gosh darn it. They went down gate A, didn't they? They most definitely went down gate A. Either that or they're currently on the surface. Nope, they went down gate A. Great. Oh, my heart's racing. I don't know why. I was probably just having too much fun going around, trolling them a bit. So there's 6 targets. I've seen 3 of them because 3 of them are MTF. No, 4 of them are MTF now. But where's the other 2? That's my question. For a second there, I thought somebody had gotten in. No, might as well. I hope somebody activates the nuke. Oh, somebody called up the elevator. I wonder.
I'm getting bored now. Come on.
I'm just currently I'm either waiting for the nuke to go off, or for somebody to get into my chamber and activate the femur breaker. Might as well go check out the surface. Heat up my hands a little. Much better. Now check if there's anybody in the nuke room.
Hey!
How?
No! Oh my god, Larry!
They probably escaped.
Larry, Jesus Christ! Oh my god!
I'm waiting for that number. Yeah, that number's not going down. Great. So 3 of them. 3 were camping in the nuke. Oh, no, if that's not a bunch of BS, I don't know what is. Oh, great. Yep, look, that number hasn't gone down even by 1. Which means they all escaped. The 2 that I captured have escaped. Great. Now there's probably 2 D-class hiding out somewhere in the facility. And they need to pay their debt. They've gotten quite the toll. Ooh. Oh, of course. Isn't that lovely? Wow, 94% health. I've never been so scared. Just recreating that scene from SCP Containment Breach. Didn't think I would make it, huh? Yoy. How much is the target number gonna go down to? Are you serious? Great. Oh no! Oh no! I thought it destroyed my portal. And then I realized. Well, shoot. my gosh. Whoops. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Okay, seriously, how do I get this? How do I keep my frames from dropping so freaking low in this on my stream? I've skipped so many frames apparently. Come on. Oh no. Why? Why did I do this? Why did I think this was a good idea?
Hi, Larry. He's not cheating. That just kind of happens.
Yeah, it's a glitch.
It's a glitch if you try to go into the facility
Oh,
after
no,
the dude goes
he's-
off as Larry.
Oh, I know it.
Does anyone have a
Oh,
grenade? Does anyone have a grenade?
No, Larry, let's just end this quickly and just stick your head
I'm
out.
trying, people.
Yeah, stick
I'm
your head-
trying.
Stick your head into the door.
Let's do
Does
it.
anyone have a grenade?
Wait, can he not go through it?
One
Yeah, go
second.
through it.
This might not work. Larry, come to the door.
All right, goodbye, Larry. I'm
Come to
sorry.
the door.
Stick your guns through the door.
No, this isn't working.
Stick your guns through the door.
Any other
Man,
options?
fix your game.
Sucks.
Man, fix
This
your
sucks.
game.
Okay, everybody, who has a grenade? Can we just kill all each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
No,
eventually it'll become a stalemate.
Everybody into the top of the tower. Let's just all
There's
jump
no
out.
friendly
If they stuck their
fire.
guns
There's
through
no
the
friendly
door,
fire.
I wonder if I could kill them. But I guess I'm just gonna win because I decided to be stupid. Well. Oh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great, how? Come on, is there anything I can stand on that'll get me killed? Like the cameras. There's no cameras in here. There's 2 people left. Oh my
Mobile Task Force Unit Epsilon 11.
Oh my gosh.
Oscar 11 has entered the facility. All remaining personnel are advised to proceed with standard evacuation protocols until MTF squad reaches your destination.
That did absolutely nothing.
SCP subject.
Oh, might as well just wait for chaos to spawn. So anyways, if you're watching my stream, welcome. Nobody's watching actually, so yay. You know what? If nobody's watching, I can just do this. Oh, why doesn't it work? I'm still gonna play horror. Come on, tell me this gets my hand stuck getting through. Somebody shoot the hand. 2 remain again. Okay, something just happened. You know what? No, final flash of existence. This is the thing you hear in Lake Containment 30 seconds. Even though the song is like 3 minutes long. Oh, cool. Let's try it. It'll work, I know. Doom. Doom. Well then.
That was really dumb. Really dumb.
It's
Those
very
cowards.
dumb, too.
Neek
Those
wouldn't kill
cowards.
himself.
Yes, those
Those cowards.
cowards.
Neek and
They
Ray
didn't
were
kill
cowards. Remember them.
Neek and Ray are KOS.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It was just instinct.
AOS. Whoever,
They're
those two
completely.
guys-
I teleport forgetting that my portal was in the elevator. D
just
boys
teleported.
D. Why does my screen look so orange?
Okay, bye.
My screen is so freaking orange. I'm so used to the blue of the freaking Larry screen. Oh, well, would you look at that? How smart am I?
I went this way. I'm following this guy because he has streamer in his name. Oh no.
But guess what? We can kill the scientists. Why'd you
Seems
drop
I have
it?
the smarter one, for I have zone manager card.
No, there is
Okay,
no
well,
friendly
I no
fire.
longer have zone manager card.
Let's go. We
There
can
isn't
kill
any friendly
scientists.
fire. I just didn't want you to waste your ammo.
Attention, all personnel. The light
Oh.
containment zone decontamination process will occur in T-minus.
Wait, actually, I think I can access this.
All biological substances
Ah, great. You need the higher level access.
to avoid destruction.
This way.
All right.
Yeah, I thought you could get in there with a janitor card. Ooh, bathroom.
No, nothing in here. Let's go find 914. I
there a
bet
janitor?
it's this way, maybe.
Alright, let's keep going. Yeah.
Scientists, we are on the way to help you.
All right, look for scientists. There could be any. There.
Sup, bro? Close it.
That's only on
Close
course.
it. Also, don't step into 914 on any level because you might turn into a scientist.
Time to get upgrades. Feels good.
Oh, okay.
Red key card, boys. Let's go one more and we can get to black. All right, come on. 05. Yeah, there it is. All right, boys, let's get out of this place. Did he just killed? He's a lost cause. Come on, we need to go. We need to go before the scientists.
No, you idiot! You imbecile! He put himself in there on rough.
Just be careful. He's a lost cause.
He was my friend.
I wonder what SCP it is. Oh.
Oh, yo, I wonder what.
Yeah, you want a card? Or nah?
This is PC.
Let's go. We are the D boys of the D.
Let's go back.
Of course it is. I mean, honestly, have you... what?
That sounds pretty gay.
What? I don't know.
This way. Does the D-Boy model even wear socks?
Oh, chaos! Our friend has been reborn.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, chaos.
Go on in. Go on in. Oh, no, wait. Go.
Well, wait. 1 to 1. 1 to 1. 1 to 1.
If anybody comes through that door,
Wow, I wonder what.
I don't know what to do. Go, my friend. Get that 05.
Now put it on fire.
We are the two powerful D-boys of the D-lands. Alright. Jeez, we've been in here for 5 minutes already? Wow.
Overall decontamination in T-minus 10.
Alright, let's go. Let's go get some guns and get out of here. Yeah, we'll get the armory, we'll get some awesome guns just so we both have a way to protect ourselves.
We're going to armory?
Yeah, I'm the only one who can actually shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Just look out for...
Sweet.
I
can
can't
grab a
see
gun
any.
now. I'm getting them.
Oh. Just be careful. You never know where an SCP is. Ah, we'll get you one at the 049 chamber.
He had the commander card from
A better one at least. That's it. Let's go. You think you can beat us? You cannot beat us. Yeah. I really do wonder what SCP. Oh, well, look at that. Yeah. Just be careful. You never know if they're camping.
173. Lucky. You're right.
Honestly, I might camp
Camping's
sometimes,
a-
but then I just get
camping's
bored.
for people who suck.
Heck yeah, let's get out of here.
The only character I can't as is 449, and that's called strategic waiting.
Alright, you don't know what we're gonna see. But let's do this. Oh, okay, phew. Okay, we're good.
I have a flashbang out just.
Woo!
We're just gonna jump backwards.
Omega speeds!
Hey, it's chaos, it's chaos.
Oh
We're fine,
wow!
Oh, hi.
Wow!
Let's go.
Wow!
Whoa.
We all
Yeah, thank goodness. Otherwise, two of us would be dead. Or majorly wounded.
That is awful. We all get to shut in.
God, friendly fire's not on. God.
That would have
Eh.
been terrible.
That would be the worst thing ever.
Oh, are you serious?
Thank God I have a
Dude, Chaos just spawned a second time. Oh, great.
What?
Oh, let's go find those idiots.
Alright, well, go enable the news. Actually, I don't want to stay. I like it.
No! No, it was a Chaos friend who just went down.
Why would you do that? Why?
Oh my god.
I'm
that was the
streaming on
worst
like
I've ever
20
seen.
different platforms.
Loser.
No.
Cause why not?
Your mic is really breaking up.
I see voices. I see voices up here.
This ain't good, I hear sounds.
Charge! Find those science
Charge.
boys.
Just
Kill
hope we
them
don't
all.
die.
Commit mass murder.
Let's hope we don't die.
The door's open.
We're gonna die.
Time to commit war crimes. Commit war crimes.
We're gonna die.
Go, go, go. I've got the
We're gonna
scope
commit war
here.
crimes.
Oh, of course.
Let's go, hoorah, chaos and
Oh,
misery.
oh, what's that? The Tesla gate's going off. Attack!
Fire!
It's not like us.
Oh!
Oh, okay, it's you guys.
Yo!
Yeah, I'll go to Shy Guy's room, friend.
Go to Shy Guy's
That's
room.
green.
Go to Shy Guy's room.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay,
Who's in server room?
Hey!
Big dive.
No!
That's
He's getting
green,
away!
man.
Shut up! I'm going to go find elevator system A.
Oh.
Wait, we need somebody to stay here just in case.
I don't think it's a good idea to go down elevator system B.
Okay, wait, somebody, I'll wait here then.
No, it's just not a good idea entirely because that means that because sooner or later it's gonna get decontained or whatever.
We've got friends, we've got company. Hello? There might be somebody. Somebody just... maybe. Somebody just brought down this elevator. So I don't know if they're coming back here or if they're going to A.
Kill 049.
So, how's your day been? It's been fine. I worked on school work up until I went to stream, so
Maybe 30 seconds. Oh, good. How about yours?
I am currently a sophomore. Nice.
Oh, okay. What grade are you in? I'm assuming you're. Oh.
Spanish.
Nice.
I just can't learn second languages.
So,
I
what
absolutely.
language class are
Oh,
you taking?
back up. You don't know if it's an 049.
Wow, lucky. I'm in German.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh, you don't know if it's the SCP. Alright, well, we'll just leave that up there.
Also, 04, there's
Oh.
no 049.
Wait, there's actually an 049, or is it... Oh, how's he trapped? Wait, hold on. I need to make sure.
Actually, yes, there is an 049. Just follow me.
Oh, there's a computer! There's a computer!
Trapped.
No! There's a computer!
Danger.
Oh.
Light containment zone overall.
I got a few shots off of him!
No,
Oh!
I'm pretty sure the 049 is stuck in,
Yes.
106. Yo, who was in there?
Finally!
I didn't even kill him.
Doctor,
Oh,
can
what's
you
this?
talk?
What?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Are you doing a spoopy stream? I wish. Sadly, the SCPSL Halloween update hasn't come out yet, so... Trying to, but not that well. Hello?
Hello?
Sorry about that. Sorry
Wait.
about that. My mom
Doctor.
was calling me.
Oh, I wonder.
Oh yeah, that was you.
Doctor from last round. I am so sorry.
You
I'm
should
so
be.
sorry.
You literally killed yourself on a Tesla gate.
Ooh, creeper.
No, it shot
Yes,
his
let's
stuff,
go.
and I
Let's
thought I had
go,
a gun,
boys.
too. I don't know what happened.
If we get a gun, you know exactly what to do. Shoot the scientist.
Finally, I'm a D-boy. Ooh, watch
Get
my
creepered. No, you. Let's go, boys. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just running. Oh, it's this map layout. It's this map layout. No, I absolutely hate this. Oh, got a card. Sorry, friend, but... Alright.
Crap. Aww. Okay, I'm not mad.
Okay.
Take the card.
Ooh.
Take the card. I don't
Decontamination process.
If this has a gun,
In T-minus 15 minutes.
I'm going to be
All
thrilled.
biological substances must be removed in order to avoid
It's only a
destruction.
card. That's the problem. Do 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 do. Hey, get off my lawn! You know, I am good at doing quite a few voices. And I would do them on stream, but I've been told I've heard it myself, they don't translate well through my mic. Like, I can do a villager and, what's the spookiest thing you've seen yet? In this game, absolutely nothing. In real life, absolutely nothing. Oh, wait, no, wait, nope. The spookiest thing Yo! I'm about to get 205, so I'll give you one. Yeah, I don't know what the spookiest thing is I've seen. Alright, sweet. Well, see ya. Oh, come on in, friend. Ah, it's not here. The USP.
No, please.
How do you know?
Let's not hear. Oh shit, it's 106. I hear him. I hear walking.
Wait, we can contain him. We can contain him. We can contain him. We have 2 people, and I have an 05. Let's go. Let's go contain him. Oh, great. Yoink. Yoink, hey friend, how are ya? I hope you're having a good day. Oh, you son of a...
Oh shit.
Quick question. Oh. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catcha, screw it. You deserve to die. Hello, who else is dead?
Let's just go down.
Have ammo. Take me.
Hey, that's what you get for leaving without us.
Just take me. I don't give a crap.
That's what you get for leaving without us. We could have tried recontaining him, but you left without us.
Bruh.
Everybody copy?
I had 2 freaking
You
05s
knew
on
we
me.
were gonna die. You knew we were
Alright,
gonna
well,
die
let's see
anyway,
if we
okay?
spawn in this chaos and kill these 3.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Alright,
Where shall
I'm
we
sorry.
go?
Okay,
Alright.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It won't happen next time. Alright? I didn't mean it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, they're cool. I don't think they know where they're going.
I'll try to stick with you. I'm sorry. Okay?
Unfortunate.
Oh, and a scientist escaped, of course.
You guys happen to know where to go.
Are we all wait till
I wonder if they would spare us if we said that we recontained 106, if we actually
I
recontained
believe
106.
it's this way.
Yeah, of course.
106 is currently in light containment.
If that 106 is gonna be around the corner.
What you gotta do?
Oh yeah, he is.
You want to know what I want to see? Somebody jump to their death right at that bridge.
What?
Yep. Yeah, you know what they were called during the April Fool's update?
Yeah, I kind of want to see that too.
Or
I kind of want the facility guards.
yeah, it's like it was like that, the most worthless
They
class.
suck. The most worthless team.
Yeah, it was just D-boy, and the description was this joke's getting old.
Yeah. And in D class we're like D-boys, 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 D-boys.
Say that again, I can't hear
Okay,
you.
you ready?
Yeah, just D-boys.
Yeah, let's go.
And I guess that's
Oh,
Other way.
monster.
It's because he didn't move.
Other way.
That's bullshit. I was so quick.
It's because he didn't move.
Why was that delay
If you
so
do absolutely nothing after you touch the ground after a deadly fall, you will not get injured.
106 is actually pretty.
No, there is it's an infinite delay until you decide to move. It's an awesome glitch.
It's like a delay. It's like a delay.
No! Oh!
Oh, there goes another. Bow, bow, bow. Another one bites the dust.
There's so many dead D-boys. Yep.
No, imagine chaos respawns.
It's just a 1v1. A guy with 500 HP versus a guy with 100 HP.
Yeah, I think he
Imagine
did.
Ninetales respawn.
No, chaos just respawns as this dude's running over towards their spawn. We just gun him down.
Yeah, imagine Ninetales respawn.
I want to figure out how I can play music through my mic without having to put my phone up to my mic. It's been really tricky figuring it out. You can. People have done it. I think it's a certain software called like Soundboard. Oh, yeah, you just get.
Yeah, I've heard people have done it. It's just, I don't know how they do.
You just commit suicide.
Software that lets them do that.
Yes.
Oh, we won.
I just decided to end the round early.
Well, thank God.
I don't care.
Suicide, huh?
Ah, this is a great song.
I decided to end the round early.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting
He
to go
jumped.
6. I don't know why he died. Did you kill yourself with a grenade or something? Or did you die?
No.
I told you, he
didn't
committed
die, I
suicide.
killed myself.
Yeah, no, yeah, but
Oh!
how
I jumped off.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
No!
Best thing to do now? Try and do our jobs.
Oh my god. Well,
Oh, random person. Hello. How are you, friend?
go for the commander card so I can
I
do the best
finally
job.
I'm finally in SCP again.
A pistol is better than an MP7.
I've been okaying so much entry point. I'm addicted. What?
That's what
You're
I
addicted
do.
to entry point. Well, hey, there's currently 2 free spots in the Stargate team if you want to join. I am in heavy. I don't know where to go, so I'm just gonna run around like mad. Half of them don't lead anywhere.
Bro, I'm following your open doors.
Alright, I can confirm there is no dog or Larry. And now no doctor. No idea what the Stargate is. Oh, it's so basically I'm trying to, oh, hold on. So I'm trying to make this elite team of people who play entry point. Okay, I believe it's an 096. So I've been trying to make this elite team of players for entry point, and well, so far I've got JC and myself. We both play entry point, and we're actually pretty okay at it. In fact, I think I'm like level 32. So yeah, if you wanna join. No, you! No, no, I'm running! We're screwed!
Big on thought, no, run!
Sorry, friend, it's only precaution.
Run!
Just don't look at the door. You're level 21, nice.
We may be trapped. Oh, okay. Rude.
Yo!
Take my ammo. At least let me have my card.
Give me a moment.
Have my card.
We have found 096. I repeat, we
know,
have found
but he can
096.
also fade through us, and we'll see him face.
Wait, is your 96
I have my weapon. Can I have my radio, my key card, please?
Take him and get him the heck out of here. We will try to deal with 096.
I acquire assistant. I would like.
You're level 21, nice. Alright, be careful. I repeat, be careful. He is currently guarding us.
I've spotted SCPs in 96.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. I just heard that beep. Alright, we are keeping 096 occupied. I've currently got a
Don't look at the door because
what's it? Disarmed D class with me.
Can I have my card, please?
Alright. Yep, you can grab them now.
Can I have my key card, my
Yeah,
thing right here?
they've gone
thing
up.
Right here? Can I have these, please? Can
Danger. Light
I'm talking about the other dude, the facility guard I was talking to.
10 minutes.
Well, let's just see. Let's just quickly look around.
He's pranking us. He knows that.
Yeah, there was a card. Let's go down here. What's down here? I know people have hopped into this thing.
Okay.
It's possible, but you can't get back out. It's basically a trap.
Yeah, that's possible. I heard something.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you. Ah. Who got him angry? Oh, it was Stairmaster. Somebody angered him. I'm gonna watch on this alt on my phone and play Roblox on my iPad. All right.
Wait, did somebody?
Stairmaster, we will get you.
No, why? Somebody angered and opened the door for him. That sucks. This one time, I remembered. It was really funny. There was this D class and a scientist. The D boy stayed in 012. The scientist went out, and as Peanut, I somehow, as he was as the scientist.
It's always fun to find strange and crazy glitches in this game.
I don't know how that's actually happened, and it's surprising.
Stairmaster is currently on my hit list.
Yes, and I'm mad that somebody decided to open the door and.
No, he looked at the dude.
Like that. That is.
Then
that's
ran off.
Like, unheard of.
He can break through that door.
Is he the one that?
He might have opened it. He probably opened it, then accidentally looked, and then ran away. And because it was open.
But who opened the door though? Who opened the door though? No, the door wasn't broken though. The door was wide open.
But there's 2 MTF on the freaking surface.
Yep.
There's 1 MTF and a facility guard. I just count them
God,
both as
the worst
MTF.
thing ever. And he's escaping. He's lucky.
It's not gonna end
wait,
very
there's only
quickly.
one MTF.
I don't think the D class
There's
even
only
has
one
a
MTF.
weapon.
Just take your disarmer and just like
Okay.
arrest me.
For the D class, however, for the round, it's going to continue on because 096 is not dead. Or sorry, not dead. Recontained.
No, it doesn't have
Recontained.
weapons.
That's
It's
right.
gonna end pretty quickly for the D class. Get ready. Get ready.
Press tab. See like this.
Yeah.
You want to know what I wish they would add into this
This.
game?
This right here I'm holding is
Yeah.
a disarmer.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Watch
So
him as
so you know all the how all Mega Patch 2 has all these
No, wait,
updates.
you're right for him to die.
Oh.
I still have some of the stuff I had before.
Ah!
What?
Anyway, so basically with Mega Patch 2, if you
Oh my
didn't
God, he
know,
went
to
fast.
recontain
They're gonna
096,
kill him. There he goes.
the actual MTF or NTF or no MTF because there is I don't know which team exactly takes care of 096. Basically, they have these goggles that basically scramble the face of anybody they see. So if they look at 096, it doesn't trigger him because they can't see his face.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm thinking. Imagine if that was in game, so you could you can find like a little chip somewhere as MTF, and for like you can have it in your inventory or somewhere, and you just press a button and you'll activate it for a few seconds as you run past like 096 or something.
Wait, what? Hold on a second. Drop the disarmer for a second.
Yeah. Or heck, maybe some like what's it called? Like a
Or
disc
there's just,
that
like,
you
a
can go up
battery
to
life that goes on for, like, a minute.
079's chamber and it'll just deactivate him.
Huh.
That'd be very nice, but
Take your med kit back and let's go.
what SCP would?
I bet he.
Oh, look how he goes.
Who
into
knows?
the
I've
D-boy.
got one person currently watching my stream.
why
Who
did
knows
you
if it's
turn
him? I mean, I have been
But-
stream
but
sniped
no.
before.
Are you gonna say?
Is it too early for Halloween? And
Wait, what's your stream
my
called?
name literally is the same everywhere.
What's your
so
stream
whoop-de-doo.
called?
Alright, let's go. Sorry for the delay.
Try searching up Ben2445 Fun. Oh, it's you watching. Okay, never mind. He's not watching, thankfully.
I can't find anything. I looked it up.
Oh, they've
There's
got a
nothing.
micro.
Follow me.
this could end the game if they just plant themselves carefully and use the micro at the perfect time. They could kill him. Oh yeah. Where are you looking? Are you looking on like Twitch or Mixer or YouTube?
I can't find anything. I'm looking for your live stream, but I can't find. I can't find anything.
Oh, you can search it up when we either die or this round ends.
I can't. It's too much.
I don't think that works, but you might be able to if you go to my Steam profile.
Can I not like click on the link that you have on your name?
For being a facility guard here, I still can't remember my way around. Oh, we're going the right way, this tablet tells me. Yeah. Oh.
Light containment zone over.
Oh no.
Contamination in T-1 minute.
Well, you can't upgrade anything anymore now.
Oh no.
Oh no. Wait. Is
Oh
this
no.
weapon? It's like I pretty much have. I technically have 05
Nice.
now. What? I technically have an 05 right now.
Oh, what? Woo! Well.
No. I technically have an 05 right now.
Meow.
I have the commander and I have the engineer or whatever. This one.
Isn't it always fun when a round ends and everybody just commits suicide?
I'm gonna grenade myself. Goodbye, cruel world.
I love this game just because of its community. I mean, yeah.
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 I love it too. It's so fun.
Yoink! I don't know why I did that. Oh.
Wait, there's only 3 of us.
Oh!
Yeah, why is it barely
Oh!
4 people on the server? Me and you guys.
Okay.
So it's chaos then! No, I already killed my voice doing that last time. Let's see how well this translates through the mic. Tell me, who do I sound like, or what do I sound like when I do this? Hello. How are you? Are you having a good day? Do you know where my wood is? Somebody took all my wood. And I would walk 500 chunks, and I would walk 500. Yes! Okay. So you did get it. So how close does that sound through the mic? Because my friend said in real life, when I went to school, he said it sounded fairly accurate.
All biological substances must be removed in order to
And I would walk 500 chunks, and I would walk 500 more, just to get back every single wooden block you stole from me before. It's the forbidden song of forbidden songs. New phone, who dis? I don't remember the actual voice. Oh. Don't worry, I am the cure. I can't do that voice well. I can sense the pestilence on you. Where'd my wood go? Where'd my wood go? Where does wood go? Where'd my wood go? Where does wood go? Where'd my wood go? Where'd my wood go? Where'd wood go? Where'd my wood go? Where's wood go? Where'd my wood? Where my wood? Ugh, I can't sing that fast.
Okay, wait, doctor. We can make a deal. If you don't kill me, I'll leave you in 914.
Don't worry, I am the cure. What? No! No, don't do this to me!
Round. Well, I'm gonna go.
Where does wood go? Where'd my wood go?
Let's
Where
all
does
just
wood
leave
go?
and
Where'd my
play in
wood
a
go?
random game.
Where
I'll
does
see you all later.
where my wood go? Where'd my wood go? Where does wood go? No. No, they left me. No. Great. Now they left me. Now what? Well, might as well. You guys can talk with me while I quickly find another game. Yeah. All right. US East official SCP Secret Laboratory server number 2. 43 out of 40. Okay, 43 out of 40. Yeah. Yep, that is definitely. Oh, US East official SCP Secret Laboratory server. 21 out of 20. CA East official SCP Secret Laboratory server. 27 out of 25. And then there was just the sad server with 0 people in it out of 20. Oh boy, what's this? Well, time to continue looking. Yeah, no, maybe. When you try to create small talk, but you absolutely suck at it. You know, I once played on a server that could hold 100 people. You could play Epic Mining 2 on Roblox, lol. Oh, it's an SCPSL stream tonight, so probably not. Might do something like that tomorrow, who knows. Now why don't they let you see the server info when you're in the game? It just makes no sense. What? Hold on. But I don't want to join your Discord.
Follow him. The green
Yeah.
It told me to join the Discord. But what if I don't want to join the Discord?
Danger. Light containment zone overall decontamination in T-minus 10 minutes.
Well, yep, makes sense. Hmm.
No.
Oh yeah, the quarters do something on the server, don't they?
You're gonna come out at some point anyway.
Anyways, whenever I meet,
Get away. Wow, that's quite rude.
whenever I do my villager voice, the first lines are always this: "Hello, I am villager number 52. Would you like to trade?" Either that or it's, "Do you have any emeralds?" What? Oof.
Oh, I'm totally gonna walk in.
I just hit my microphone. My.
Dude, I'm not gonna walk in.
You probably. I don't know if I'm professional or not yet, but I'm probably not. But it doesn't look operational to me. Lies. Oh wait, nope, it is operational. I was just being stupid. Well, let's just listen to some music. Yes. Spy has infiltrated. Watching this is lagging my Roblox. Oof. Alright. So apparently there's a spy between us. Oh wait, I'm the commander. I was like, who's the commander here? I just realized it was me. Ah. Jeez. Hmm. What the heck? Okay. Well then. Hmm. Open the door. I'm gonna send him a present. Come on. Alright, you two have two options. You can either A, go up that elevator, or B, stay with me and try to kill this doggo. Great. Great. Dang it. Well. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna kill him because I'm not locked outside.
Oh, then. Oh. Oh, James, you are here. Other James, you are here. Hello.
This game is so awesome.
At least I tried to do something. Don't mind me as I just open up that door. Oh, no. Let's try this. Ah, this is. Yeah, this is nice music. Okay, Haven't played this game in a long time. I haven't. I don't know if you're talking about yourself as well, but oh, great. The spikes of lag have hit again. Yourself? Alright, yeah. I haven't played this game in some time either, so a month actually. So whoop-de-doo. I can.
Attention, all personnel.
Thanks, I guess.
Decontamination process will occur in 15 minutes. All biological substances.
Well, how oddly sweet of him.
In order to avoid destruction.
Oh. Actually, wait a second. That won't upgrade, so.
Computer another SCP spawn. I'm fucked.
Alright. 2 cards and a gun. Perfect. Oh, nice. But aren't there, like, blackouts and stuff?
You put your flashlight in on 1-1, and then on the bottom it'll turn to a grenade.
Hi, how are ya?
FBI, open up.
I got a few shots off.
I'll have a
Great.
Wait, I have a bargaining clip. I bargain.
That's just great.
No, I
How do you get a gun? That's my question. Because that doesn't make sense. The server has so many mods. Like, seriously. I mean, there's tranquilizer guns. I'm pretty sure 096 is more realistic. Which is okay, I guess, but... And... There's just so many things on this server that just makes it doesn't make it as fun. As a normal server. Seriously, look at this. 096 can't get triggered for the life of him.
Danger. Light containment zone overall decontamination in T-minus 10 minutes.
Well, might as well just watch and wait. Literally everything else. Because the number of mods in this game is absolutely nuts. Stop it. Get some help. Let's see if this works.
Surprised how I didn't set them off.
This is a great song. If my CPU hits 100% usage, that's probably when the song's going to start lagging out. Okay. Nope, never mind. It just happens automatically. Oh, look, people. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, okay. So wait, is 096 modded in this server? Might as well test it out. Hey, let's see. Are you modded in this server where you only can kill the people who look at you? Or can why can you not even be triggered? Oh, so you're basically just like there to scare some people and then just go on with your life. No? Well, might as well go do something. How do I turn off Steam Overlay? I don't really care. Freeze! Ah, great. Get him.
Where are you?
No, you. Oh. Oh, okay then. I'll take a quarter. My health is low, but I didn't really read the rules of this server, so probably gonna get banned pretty easily. Yo. Well. Nope. Hello. Wait, Chaos is here! No! Well, that's a problem.
So you can't run. Right? Wow, that's really sad.
Chaos insurgency
You want me to shoot you?
has entered the facility.
What the fuck, you know?
All personnel be on alert.
Oh!
Facility. Power. System. Now. Operational.
Okay. I'm just waiting. Oh. Oh, hello. Okay. Let the confusion begin. I need a med kit. Holy frame drops. Sheesh. What? What? I have to figure out why I have such bad frame droppage, but, well. I mean, let's see. I just restarted it. I've already 4 frames have been dropped. So, when you were hopping around and shooting, frames was dropping a lot. Oh, I feel bad. I just got 20 kills with a sniper on a roof. Oh, good job, friend. Oh. Well, I'll tell you this, my CPU usage is literally next to 100%, so problems arise.
6 people.
Yeet. Yeet.
Barely anybody.
Indeed, friend. Yeet indeed.
944.
Do 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 do. I don't know what I'm singing. Sinking, yes. Hello. Oh, I've got a trank gun. I'm gonna waste my bullet on him.
Attention, all
Wait, does that work on this server?
light containment zone decontamination process will occur in T-minus 15 minutes. All biological substances
It
must
works.
be
Oh.
removed in order to avoid destruction.
Well. Hold on, I'm gonna get two new cards, other cards.
I don't know. I'm gonna die probably.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
What the? So okay, so it only upgrades the card in your hand. Sweet. Well. Hmm. I'm just waiting to die. Okay. Okay, go. No. It upgrades all cards. 1-to-1 is just only used on a specific thing. This server is heavily modded, dude. So that's why I am testing everything. Like these. Screw me. Screw me. We've got double the trouble, sir. Oh, we've got double the trouble. We've got double the trouble. How do you feel about that?
Open it. Look. Open. Close.
No, there's not two peanuts. There's a doggo. Oh, shoot!
My God. Wait, is there two peanut?
It sleep the dog. It didn't work. I shot him. Apparently, that's just a normal USP and not a trank gun. Not much players on that server, huh? Nope. I don't like that. I don't like overpopulated servers. And I learned that when I played that 100-player server. Wait, SCPs can go into the machine and get changed? What?
Where's a doctor?
I play on 20 to 30 player servers. Too overpopulated. Oh.
Danger. Light containment zone overall.
Okay.
Decontamination in
I'm confused.
minutes.
I do not like modded servers because of this. It is super confusing.
There was a spy.
If you couldn't tell.
Yep. Of course, the D-boys would rule everything.
Yeah, so,
SCPs
yeah.
win.
I was debating on if I should kill him or not.
Now all we can do is wait. I just keep hitting my mic. Yep, sounds about right. Well, I just read. Okay, I finished that book. Just like scans through the book. Alright, finished. Alright. That man is my target. So I'm a spy? I've successfully infiltrated. Hello? Okay. I mean, they could at least have gotten me in with a good card, but no. I can confirm there is a doggo. I have successfully infiltrated. Now all I have to do is kill everybody. Alright, wait, what else do I have? I don't know if there's a computer or not, so... Oh, jeez! Oh, jeez! Okay. I'm already at 36% health. Not good. Help! Help! Oh! Hold on for a moment, somebody's calling me.
And I win because I just found in the kill 2 D-boys by boy. Well, hello. That was...
Alright, sorry about that. I had to quickly take care of something.
I believe in not kill 2 D-boys.
Well... Oh. Well then. But you didn't when you died. Yep, 100%. You lose, you win.
I won. And you couldn't do anything
Alright.
about it. Hide. And it won. That's how life works.
Jeez, tonight's stream has been fairly uneventful. Honestly, I might just delete the entire stream, entirely. Because if you didn't know, wait, what? So if you didn't know, I basically record these streams and then take them and make like a funny moments compilation out of them. Sorry, what? I don't know.
Sorry, I just got attacked by a Russian
Yep.
spy. So you see any good tuna casseroles lately? Any tuna casseroles that should be locked up?
So grenades, got it. Anyway, so as I was saying, I basically take these streams, record them, and narrow them down into like 20 to 30 minute funny moment compilations. Like, or may, if you can even call them that. I'm not 100% sure what you should call them. But anyways, like recently I uploaded I believe it was a near 5 or 6 hour stream that I edited down the entire thing into 20 minutes. So yeah, it's fun. It's not fun. It is annoying to do, but I have to do it. Oh. Yeah, this stream has not been funny whatsoever, so I'm probably just gonna shorten it down into... It's probably not even gonna hit 2 minutes of good stuff. And I'll tell you this. When I edit, I have to watch the entire thing. It's not too early for Halloween? You're right. Anyway, so basically... No. You thought. Yeah. No, the update isn't here. Sadly, not yet. I'm pretty sure it's only on Halloween, so... Oh, and I'm alone again.
Okay, this is just boring.
Looks like because I'm alone again, I'm going to talk with you guys as I go find another server to join. Anyway, so basically I take these streams, I cut them down, and this stream probably won't even hit a... They announced it on the Discord, did they? Here, let me go quickly check. Oh, King Slavic, thank you for the follow. Where is it? I know I have it. There it is. It just looked different. Right now, getting MP2 Mega Patch 2 is out. We're absolute priority. If we can't get MP2 out before Halloween, then we won't have a Halloween event. If we're able to get the patch out before then, though, then we're hoping to do something. It'll likely be small because of how hard this patch has been to get out the door for us, but we still want to do something if we can. We love doing Halloween stuff. Alright, so sounds like to me, yeah, so it sounds like to me it's not here yet just because of that fact. Well, finding a server just to play one last game on, because after this, I have to... In fact, would you rather me try to find a server and play for 5 minutes, or would you rather me just talk for the last 5 minutes of my stream? Because I don't think there are any good servers of it up right now. Alright. They're gonna add more SCPs with the new update. Yeah, I know. I'm super excited for Mega Patch 2. I guess find a server. Alright. I'm not having much luck. There are literally no servers. You know what? I literally have... What's it called? 4 minutes left of my stream. I literally have 4 minutes left of my stream, so guess I'll just talk a little for these last 4 minutes because, well, why not? Anyway, so first off, I would like to bring up, if you have not checked it out, I made a video on my channel for my Noobs Play Minecraft server. And it's called Noobs Play Minecraft Season 2 Best Moments Part 1. Yeah, it took so long to make. Here, I'll tell you this. The stream happened on September 20th. The montage, the best moments video, came out 4 days ago. I uploaded it 4 days ago, which means it would have been the 20th, which would have been Sunday. So, it took me over a month. It literally took me a month to make it. What's the channel called? Ben2445 Fun Gaming. And you know what? Here you go. Just to give you a little help. Okay. So yeah. And, well, yep, it took me a month to get it out. What is their SR? Is there SR? What? What is SR exactly? I'm not the greatest with terms. Oh, jeez. Song requests. Oh, yes, there is. But stream elements being stream elements, I'm not 100% sure how people request songs. I mean, let's see. Media requests. Advance. Hotkeys. YouTube. Limited music. Okay. Tipped request. Yep, you can tip for requests. Loyalty. Yeah. Oh, you'll try? Alright. Queue limits. And autoplay. Oh, it works! So that's how you do it. You literally just do ! SR. Somebody wanted to request a song a few days ago. So, but I couldn't help them because I didn't know how it worked. Now I can actually update this. Song requests. Here. Do ! SR link. And, oh yeah. Now, if I just do this, if I go up over here, media requests, pending approval. You know what? Just approve all. Approve. Skip that song because why not? You know, classical music has always been my favorite type of music. Alright. Alright, there we go, that's now fixed. And you know what? In the last moments of my stream, I'm just gonna mention I'm currently trying to start up a DGT, or Discord's Got Talent. Do you play? I play the cello, actually. Yeah, I play the cello. I haven't played in like 2 years, though. No, 3 years. I quit back in 7th grade, and I'm now a sophomore in high school, so it's been 3 years since I last played it. Although I did play it once, but not for that long. But yeah, in the last minutes of my stream, You play piano? Nice. Oh, wait. I gotta turn on desktop audio, I just realized. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. My bad. You quit piano and came back to it. Yeah, cello's fun and all, but it's just a hassle to carry around. Anyways, well, I'm gonna have to end my stream here in a moment. Just gonna quickly mention, do whatever you want. I'm not gonna ask for any like followers or anything. Although you already followed me, so thank you for that. But I will mention that I'm trying to host a Discord's Got Talent. So DGT, basically all you have to do is if you look in the cards below the stream, there's something that says events, and underneath it you've got Discord's Got Talent. So I highly suggest you go check it out. The more people who sign up to be in it, the sooner we will have it do its thing. Whatever I'm trying to say. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the stream, and you know what? Twitch, let's go find somebody to raid, cause raiding is always fun. I mean, I don't have talent. Trust me, I know that feeling. Here, we'll just raid this random person. So, great. Okay, creator dashboard. So, yeah. So, yeah, well, don't matter. We will probably, hopefully, you can still be suggested. Anyways, I guess rate someone on SCP. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Currently rating in 4, 3, 2, 1. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. And, well, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.